You've probably done this math before. Burn 400 calories on the treadmill, skip the office cookies, check all the boxes, then a month passes and the scale barely moves. Most people turn the blame inward. Not enough discipline, didn't push hard enough, maybe add another workout each week. But what if the issue isn't effort at all? What if the real problem is this equation? Calories burned equals fat lost is missing something important no one really explained. Here's what the research actually shows. When you exercise, your body doesn't just sit there and let the deficit happen. It pushes back, quietly, automatically, and in ways that are surprisingly sophisticated. Once you see how that works, it changes how you look at almost every fitness decision. Let's start with one number that flips everything. In studies where exercise programs lasted 6 months or longer, long enough for the body's adjustments to fully kick in, researchers found for every 100 calories you burn in a workout, your body claws back around 78 of them before they can contribute to fat loss. Now, think about the assumption most people make. You see the calorie number on the machine, you feel the sweat. It feels obvious that a real deficit must be building. But when researchers measured total energy expenditure properly, they found something else entirely. A 2018 randomized controlled trial by James Ramich and colleagues looked at overweight adults assigned to burn either 1,500 or 3,000 calories per week through exercise. The 1,500 calorie group compensated for about 943 of those calories. The 3,000 calorie group compensated for about 1,007. Pause on that for a second. The compensation was almost the same in absolute terms, even though the exercise doubled, which means only the higher dose group actually lost significant fat. Around 63% of their effort was offset before it could even touch fat stores. That's not a motivation problem. That's biology doing its job. So what's actually happening inside the body? Compensation seems to work through at least 3 different channels, all running at the same time. The first is metabolic down. When you create an energy deficit, your body responds by lowering your resting metabolic rate, the calories you burn just staying alive. Resting and sleeping metabolic rates dropped significantly, driving most of the compensation. Total energy expenditure did increase, not nearly as much as expected. And here's the part that makes it feel real. Liver and kidney volumes shrank by about 5%. The body was literally downsizing some of its most energy-expensive organs to conserve fuel. The second channel is behavioral. Exercise makes you hungrier, not just psychologically, but hormonally. So after a workout, your body is subtly pushing you toward food. Some of that eating is conscious, some of it isn't. Either way, calories come back in. The third channel is the one almost nobody talks about. NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is all the small movement you do outside workouts. Fidgeting, standing, walking around, shifting in your seat. It turns out this is one of the most flexible parts of your daily energy burn. After a hard workout, people tend to move less without realizing it. They sit more, they fidget less. It's like your body quietly charges you back later in the day. You worked hard in the morning, so your body settles the bill all afternoon. Now, there's another belief worth questioning. A lot of people assume that very active populations, athletes, manual laborers, hunter-gatherers, must burn way more calories daily than sedentary people. Seems obvious, right? Move more, burn more. In 2016, Herman Poncer studied the Hadza hunter-gatherers in Tanzania, one of the most physically active groups on Earth, and compared them to Western adults. After adjusting for body size, their total daily energy expenditure was surprisingly similar. That result got a lot of attention and a lot of criticism. And to be fair, the criticism is valid.
Other researchers pointed out that the statistical model used to suggest a ceiling on calorie burn wasn't the only way to interpret the data. The link between exercise and calorie burn is way more complicated than your fitness tracker suggests. Diet-only or diet-plus exercise approaches outperform exercise-only programs again and again. The math of compensation is working against exercise as a weight loss tool. It always has. But stopping there would miss the bigger picture. Because there's another myth hiding underneath all of this, and it might be the most harmful one. If exercise doesn't lead to weight loss, it's not worth doing. That's just wrong. A 2022 systematic review by Rochelle Pojednik found that exercise improves health across nearly every system, even without weight loss. Glucose control improves, blood pressure drops, HDL cholesterol rises, brain function gets better. A 2019 review by Swift and colleagues showed the same thing. Cardiovascular and metabolic health improve even if the scale doesn't move. And in 2021, Gasser and Ngati found that improving fitness levels is more strongly linked to reduced mortality risk than weight loss itself. So exercise isn't failing you. Your metabolism isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is, we tried to use that system for something it wasn't built for, and then blamed people when it didn't behave the way we expected. So, what changes when you understand all this? Exercise becomes something you do because it strengthens your heart, stabilizes your blood sugar, sharpens your brain, and makes your body more capable. And if weight loss is part of your goal, it becomes mostly a question of diet because that's where the leverage is. You're not fighting your body when you exercise. You're just finally seeing how it actually works. And honestly, that might matter more than any number on a scale.